Hello and welcome to Berry Farm here in Buckinghamshire. It's been a fantastic week of show jumping here at the All-Stars show, but we've built up right the way through to the gala night for the very, very best to come. It's certainly a night for the All-Stars.
Yes, it is. And behind us, they're just building the course for the main event of the gala. It is the All-Stars Grand Prix. And as you can tell from the title, it's got some big names competing in it, including the world's #1, Ben Maher.
Yes, Ben, who's had a fantastic year from European gold to winning the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix and a whole host of other wins as well, but most recently picking up a whole string of awards at the British Show Jumping Awards Ball.
The Riders' Rider of 2013.
He is the #1 in the world at the moment. It's Ben Maher.
So our international horse and rider combination, Alistair?
Ben Maher and Chella.
And the winner is Ben Maher.
Our members' personality of 2013.
It's unexpected to do so well, but I'm lucky having some good horses and owners at the moment, and it was a night to remember. I'm very, very lucky. Some are voted by the members, some by the other riders, and without them I wouldn't be able to win.
And you're here this evening for the All-Stars Grand Prix. How do you feel about that?
It's great. I mean, it's great to see national Grand Prix with so much publicity, so many public come to watch and make a big thing of it. It's certainly the future of the sport nationally, I think. I have two horses, new horses I'm riding tonight, and happy to be part of it.
Well, Emily Ward joins me as well, building up towards this Grand Prix. Emily, you've won Grand Prix this season, the Under-23 Championship last season. You're still only 14 years of age.
Yeah, I'm delighted with the success I've had so far with the horses. I haven't been on them for too long, but I'm very proud of them and they've done me proud so far.
Well, competing here on the horses this week here at Berry Farm, just a few weeks ago, you were competing at Horse of the Year show, winning the pony title.
Yeah, it's a big change from ponies to horses. Like, my ponies are very sharp, whereas the horse I've got in this Grand Prix is very sedate and very quiet, which is completely different. But I'm quietly confident that Wild Rose will have a good touch, hopefully, in this Grand Prix.
Ben, you're the course designer of the Grand Prix here this week. Tell me a bit more about the course that you've built.
This course is very technical because the level has been very good. And although I cannot go very high, I prefer to do a very technical thing to test the rider more than the horse and keep to the height of 145 with some vertical 150. So a lot of questions for the rider. They have to be very accurate in their decisions, but very, very fair for the horse. There's a lot of turns and options in how many strides you do, what path do you take on curved lines, if you hold, if you need to go, if you need to stay, square oxes, skinny verticals. So a lot of decisions for the rider.
So in this course here, what would you say is the most complicated section of this one?
I think it's a little bit everywhere. There's no, there's not a bogey fence like they say in America, like one place on every. It will catch them even. So they have to be focused and concentrated from the first to the last. And if they're very accurate and focused, everything will be all right.
Bernardo Costa Cabral, the Portuguese course designer, here for the All-Stars Grand Prix at Berry Farm. Alongside me is Corin Bracken, and Corin, it's a stellar field for this, the £9,000 total prize fund, and it's a packed house. Damien Charles the first to go, Andy Rothery's Parkmore Lux, and they have had a very, very good year.
They have had a very good year. This is an amazing course that Bernardo's built in this arena. 13 jumps, 16 efforts, and all of that inside a time allowed of 76 seconds. You can see there he's given them no let up at all on this course. The minute the rider stops concentrating, there's going to be a rail on the floor.
Top 5 or all clears will come through to the second round against the clock, and it's a big spread.
Yeah, and you can see there Damien not quite straight to the fence before, so that then makes the distance a little bit longer than you want it to be. Just a little set up there around the corner, giving his horse time to jump that combination.
No, he can't afford another one because he could still make it into the second round with just the one fence down.
He's just living a little dangerously there. You can see him just a little bit of leg off the ground, making the horse stretch to that back bar.
Heading down the final line.
And sitting nice and tall for this very square oxer.
Last fence, shakes his head. It is one down, 75.01. As we said, Corin, he's just got to wait and see whether he can make it through to the second round for Damien Charles and Parkmore Lux.
And you can see not He did manage to get quite in the middle of there, but the horse just couldn't get enough stretch across that back bar. That would have stemmed from the fence before.
So now George Whittaker and Ian Whittaker's Willetton.
Or Charlie to his friends.
Or Charlie to his friends.
George has spent a long time producing this horse. He was very difficult as a young horse. You can see the horse there just lift his head and suck back a little bit at George. That lacks a bit of power then off the floor. George just a supreme talent, he really is. He's very natural, very focused, great team rider, great Grand Prix rider, and it'll be good to see him start to get a new string of horses together.
Vertical Oxer. He's touching them, but he's only got one down at the moment.
And this would be difficult for this horse. He's fantastic in a big open ring where there's lots of time for George to settle him, but he's quite a sharp horse, lots and lots of jump. But George does struggle to keep him to concentrate sometimes.
Ooh.
You can see George just having to put a bit too much pressure off the corner to that fence.
The last as well.
And that can very often happen when you have one fence down with a horse like this that can be a little bit of a worrier. It starts to get a little quick with you. And you see George sitting up there saying, come here, come off that front rail.
But was he aiming for the time as well? And remember, just the one down, he could make it through. Now Jane Robertson's Wantus and John Crippen. Still looking for the first clear. The top 5 or all the clears going through to the second round in reverse order.
It's a real gamble you have to take when a horse has an early fence down. So as you can see now, do you try and then up the pace a little bit and go against the clock and hope you're in the top 5 with your 4 faults? It's a difficult decision to make.
It's a good course because he's pushing them in all corners all the way around this Bury Farm Arena.
Well, actually, Nick, as you say, the corners are going to be completely critical to how you ride this. You've got to get into the corners. And you can see here this horse, they're trying to get, John's trying to give him a bit more room by getting right next to the wall, but even then, it's such a tight track.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, Corinne, an awful lot of these horse and rider combinations that jump week in, week out on the national circuit wouldn't have a crowd like this, wouldn't have a buzzy night like tonight, would they? Oh!
No, they wouldn't. And the crowd are very close to the arena at Bury Farm. It makes for a fantastic atmosphere, and it's so good for the education of horses.
Has he decided? Or is he coming back? No, he's coming back.
His horse took such a big jump in over the first Oxford. Oh, he says, I can't get there, Dad, sorry.
Thank you very much.
So in a combination, when a horse takes a big jump in like that, it lands a little bit steep, and then the one stride it takes there doesn't get it to the next bit.
He'll need to just have a little pop, get the confidence back.
And a nice pat for that horse. John's a very experienced rider, and you can see the stride the horse took just wasn't long enough. It couldn't actually jump out of that double.
Nose dived the fence off and said, I could jump that height.
Yeah.
Julie Andrews with her own Willando B, David Andrews' Willando B.
Oh, what a fantastic partnership Julie's built with this horse. She actually hasn't had him very long.
Still looking for the very first clear. The one who's looking good at the moment is that 4 faults of Damien Charles and Parkmore Lux.
Julie. Now, he is a feisty horse. He will have a little bit of a discussion and a fight with her, but as long as she can keep him focused, he can jump the sides of these fences, that's for sure. Oh. You could hear Julie saying, whoa, whoa, just making a little bit too much distance there. Now, he's quite a quick horse anyway, Nick, so it'd be interesting to see what his time is like.
Yeah, Damien's time, 75.01 with that one fence down. 2 fences left. And that's the last. So what's the time? 69.54, better time than Damien Charles. So now Julie Andrews is the best 4 falters. But there's a very, very strong field in this, some 33 in the first round. Will we get 5 clears, or will we be taking some 4 falters through? Going for the middle.
And the horse just again, a little bit drift to the left, touch that fence in the middle of that combination. But that's a very big vertical in the middle of there.
Now Tim Page, the real champion of the county show circuit this year. He's had a tremendous season. Very good team of horses and owners. Sue Hodgson's steady the helm.
You can see now Tim trying to make that decision. What do I do now? It's a little bit too big to ride as a speed course.
Yeah, but he's got to push, hasn't he?
Well, he's got to try and really be around Julie's time or inside it, to be honest.
Yeah, remember Julie's time, 69.54.
He's giving this horse a very good ride. He's using the arena, keeping the strides as level as possible. Oh.
Well, I think that's blown it, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any 8 falters in, that's for sure.
And they'll carry their faults through to the second round if we don't get all those clears.
Tim's giving this horse a super round around this course, though. He's a very talented rider, though, Tim.
Two fences. Better time than Julie Andrews, 68.54, but I don't think we're going to see 8 falters through to that second round. I think his night's work is done, don't you?
Definitely. And you can see the horse here just getting a little bit strong there. And as soon as you're too close to a big oxer like that, no option.
So there's as it stands with the 2 on 4, and the lady who is fastest over the course, 69.54, Julie Andrews and Orlando B. More from Berry Farm after the break. Welcome back to Berry Farm and the All-Stars Grand Prix here. £9,000 on offer. And look, there's Ted Edgar with the flat hat on. He'll be watching this, and he'll certainly be watching this combination. Ben Maher, the world #1 rider in the world, riding his wife Liz Edgar's Diva II.
Now, what a story attached to this horse. They actually bred this horse, and its mother was jumped very successfully by Liz herself.
Debutante. Now, it's only a 6-year-old, Corin, so it is only a baby, but what better to have the world #1 rider and the European and team Olympic gold medalist on board.
I don't think Ben's been riding this horse very long. Again, when you wonder why Ben might be the world #1, this is why, because he can just about get on anything and ride it.
Yeah, but look at the tune. Speaking to Liz and Ted about it, it looks exactly the same as Debutante.
Absolutely.
But a little bit more bravery. That's what Liz was saying earlier on.
But it's been beautifully produced as well. Jamie Wingrove's produced this horse for them. And Liz on the ground, Marie helping, and Jamie, what more could you want?
Corin, he can't afford to have another one down. He's going quickly. And he jumps the last. What's the time? 69.41. A quicker time than Julie Andrews.
The horse didn't really deserve that fence. I think that was just maybe a little bit of an experience showing. Horse is looking up at the second part of the double before finishing the jump at the first part.
So now, well, we heard from her earlier on. Emily Ward and Wild Rose II, 14 years of age, and won her first Grand Prix, Senior Grand Prix at Aintree, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, and she won the under-23 championship at Olympia last year. 13, absolutely amazing.
Now this horse knows what it's all about, because ridden to great effect by Michael Whitaker. Ooh, Emily!
You see, she's so positive. She has total belief, Emily. She never gives up, Emily. And you can see there, the horse is just going a little bit high, so she's just giving it a bit more encouragement. And said, come on, we need to work a bit harder here. You can see her land there. She still knows the horse is going a little high, so she lands and gives it a little nudge. Says, come on, let's move.
2 to go. 1 to go. Yes!
She knows how lucky she was at that white ox there.
Wow.
Good girl, Emily. Well done.
Well done, Emily. So the world #1 and the youngest in the field.
Let's have a look at this. So she's up there, and does the pole bounce? Whoa!
It bounced about 4 inches in the air.
It did.
Now Laura Renwick. So 1 clear, definitely clear, that of Emily Ward. Ben Maher, the fastest 4-faulter, and Laura Renwick, she's been entertaining the crowd here tonight. Great style with a fabulous teaching on a 5-year-old. This is another one of her very good young horses, Louis D'Or Damon Z.
And Laura is such a competitive rider.
Isn't she? It's £3,000 the winner, and they're off on holiday to Florida for a fortnight tomorrow. John and their son Jack. So that would come in handy, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice spending money anyway.
Would, wouldn't it? Britain's leading lady rider.
And again, giving this horse time between the fences. Just got a little quick there. Laura's body position is fantastic to a fence. She just keeps the horse supported through her core. Oh, come on, Laura.
Could this be the second? It can be. Crowd love it.
That's showing the gents what to do.
And look at the time, 68.94. And that's all important because Laura could be going last in the second round, because that is a very quick time. And she is the speed queen of Great Britain, no doubt about that.
And again, a little touch on that back bar. Just shows how difficult this course actually is.
Now William Whittaker and Fandango. William, who's been on 2 Senior Nations Cup teams this year.
More junior and young rider teams than I care to remember.
The youngest ever winner of a World Cup round.
In fact, there's not much he hasn't done, Nick, really.
Puissance, you name it. Come on, Will.
And he was always, oh, he was always this stylish. He has a lovely way with his horses. I think you'll find this horse hasn't done very much indoors, though. No. He's fantastic in a big arena where William can give him a little bit of time and give him a little bit more to jump from. But I think everything's coming a little bit quick for this horse.
He's just using the experience now, isn't he? He's got 1 more ride. And that of Upper Class the second. Yeah, well, he decides to say enough's enough.
You see, there's no fuss with William. He just knows today, maybe not. Let's just have a walk out this arena. And William's not really doing too much wrong here, but you can see the horse is jumping straight towards the crowd there, possibly not paying enough attention to the fence.
Scarlett Ward joins us. Peter Ward's Millennium 8. Horse previously ridden by Ben Maher and Dan Nielsen.
Yes, that's right. And Scarlett's actually based with Ben Maher now, so I'm sure he's given us some really good tips on how to ride this course.
When we walked this course, Corin, earlier on, I thought that that fence for the Colosseum fence, the narrow fence off the corner, was going to have a lot of problems, but hasn't seemed to cause any tonight.
I think it's a very bright fence, and against the backdrop of the public, who primarily are in dark, I think it's jumping very well. Scarlett was just a little flat going into that combination there. Apart from that, she's had a really good rhythm round here. That was a real shame. She actually rode a really good round and got into a lovely rhythm. It won't get her into the jump off, but I think she'd be pleased with that, and I think she'll come back with that horse and we'll notice a vast improvement.
Guy Williams joins us now, second of his 2 rides. He rode Gold Digger earlier on, but sadly it wasn't to be, but he joins us now with a great young horse, Zaire, that was second at Arena UK in their major Grand Prix 2 weeks ago.
Well, Bernie, we've got Guy Williams in the arena at the moment. This is his second ride of the evening. Could you talk us through his round?
Yes, he's building up a new string of horses at the moment, and they're a bit inexperienced at this level. But so far, he's on fence number 2 now, no problem. He's being accurate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strides to number 3. He got there very quickly, actually. Now he has to be careful on number 4. Six strides to the plank, well ridden. 4 strides to the blue oxer, jumped super there. Approaching the skinny oxer, tall but no spread whatsoever. Approaching the triple now very carefully. Lovely the first one. All 3, not even a rub. It was beautiful. Number 9, a bit too fast. A bit far on the oxer, but got away with it. The horse is reacting very, very nicely. Now 3 fences to finish. Not very wide, the double, but off the turn. Might be difficult for the horse. Lovely, lovely oxer. And 3 strides, beautiful, clear round.
Well, good words from Bernardo. And Guy Williams is the 3rd clear, and a good time, and you won't want to discount this man in the jump-off, Corin.
No, he's one of the fastest in the world, Guy. I don't know about the fastest in Britain. And I think this horse, he really gave it a good ride round there. Whenever the horse started to get a little bit tight or tense with him, he just looked after it very well.
Second ride for this man, George Whitaker and Bauhaus Rubis. Oh, the first.
Well, there's nothing more depressing than that.
It's a long way home when you've had that done.
Horse just looked a little bit quiet to the first fence, almost. That was difficult for him off that turn. Again, this is really a big ring horse. This horse loves a big arena. I don't think it's George's night on this horse, Nick.
No, I don't think it is. Am I right in saying that this partnership have just come back? Bauhaus Rubis been off for a bit of time, and this is all about building confidence.
Yeah, it's important to give the horses breaks during the season, and it's difficult to look at the schedules and see which is a good time to do it, and you've got to do it at some point. There's some pretty busy shows coming just after Christmas as well, so sometimes it's better to give them a little bit of time off now, then gradually bring them back into work using this type of show to do that.
Well, the faults tell it all. It is a total of 20 there for George and Bauhaus Rubis.
And even George can't believe he had the first fence.
It all went wrong from here.
It did.
So 3 clears, and the fastest of those is Laura Renwick. She's lying in pole position at the moment. And then the 2 on 4 that are waiting to see whether they've done enough to make it through. Join us for more for the All-Stars Grand Prix from Berry Farm after the break. Welcome back to Berry Farm. It's a packed house. There are the riders watching on, because we've got 3 clears and 2 on 4 at the moment. Jessie DREA joins us, and Touchable.
Jessie just settling this horse early in the course. Jessie would have a lot of technical knowledge, so she would be able to cope with the technicality of this course without a doubt. rub at the planks there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't gone down more, Corin, because they're on that sweeping turn and they're on flat cups.
Quite bright though.
Yes.
It's a bit of a shocking pink. And Jessie's got this horse really working with her around this course. You can see she's got the horse in what we call a hackamore, which is a bridle. It doesn't have a bit in its mouth, and I think the horse really likes it.
Two fences from home. And that's a good clear. So that'll knock Julie Andrews out of the top 5, Corin. Jessie will go certainly into round number 2. So what have we got? We've got Laura Renwick, Guy Williams, Jessie DREA, and Emily Ward. And then Ben Maher is the one that is really hanging on
the edge.
On the edge with that lovely 6-year-old Diva II. Andrew Davis, Vijlada MW.
And again, Andrew has ridden at the highest level for the country in previous years. Got a string of young horses now.
Well, you cast your mind back to Captain Wellington, Sydney. He was touted as a potential Olympic ride in Sydney, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
And then Limbo, Nations Cup star, Grand Prix winner. So Andrew knows what it's all about. One of the most sympathetic riders in the British show jumping scene.
And again, Andrew just giving this horse a little bit of time here. Just steady, wait for me, mate. Don't want to run in here. Oh.
Now he's got to push on because Ben Maher is sitting there in that time of 69.41.
The trouble is, though, to try and jump that clear round, he was quite slow on the first half of the course, so I think he could be in trouble there. Oh, he must have been a bit of a one way off that. We had a bit of arm flapping. Okay.
Now, what's the time? No. Andrew doesn't make it into the top 5.
That's a real shame.
Yeah, he's a good pilot. He's a super pilot, Andrew.
And the horse actually, when he took that little half halt and just said to the horse, just wait a little bit for me, he'd actually just propped a little bit with him and probably didn't give him the distance he wanted.
Now for Canada, based with Ben Maher, 17 years of age, Cara Chad and Alberto. Cara, a former silver medalist young rider in the North American Championships this year. Well, the reigning silver medalist.
This is a stunning horse, and she really didn't deserve that. Just went a little bit high, came down on the back bar a little bit too soon. She's got a great position for a young girl. Really good through her lower legs, strong through it. Very stable, nice and tall in her body.
Something else, isn't it, to come from Canada and then come over here to work with Ben. Been at Ben's Yard since the beginning of September. And that's real dedication to the sport.
It's dedication to the sport, but we do have some of the best shows for producing horses in the world.
Yes, we do.
We are a sport where the other nations look to us for our national circuit and envy what we do.
So one down, 73.55, but she'll take a lot away from this. She was unlucky, but she jumped some super fences.
I think if she was to ride this again, she probably wouldn't do a lot different except maybe put a little more leg on off the floor and the horse would have jumped that. It was a lovely round.
So the lady that is certainly into the second round with Louis d'Or, Damien Z, Laura Renwick with another very good horse, 7-year-old Bintang II. This horse was one of the two horses that took a £1,000 bonus at the British Young Horse Championships in Addington in the summer for jumping clear in all 4 days.
And that, of course, that prize was rewarding consistency. I think this course will be a difficult course for this horse. Everything will come very quickly for it, and you can just see Laura showing her experience there. I've had that back bar. I'm not going to be as quick to get into the jump off, so let's just now whoa, mate, and start again.
She's got some very, very good young horses. I mean, on that teaching tonight, she was jumping a 140 oxer on a 5-year-old. It's just fantastic to see.
And you can see Laura's just settled this horse down and got it back into a much better rhythm there.
So definitely taking Louis d'Or Damiens ZN at the moment. She's the fastest of the clears. That time 68.94.
This will be a very, very good horse, Nick, in years to come. It really will be.
I love the shape of it.
I've seen it jump indoors, I've seen it jump outdoors on grass. Very good. A less experienced rider might have had that second fence down and thought, oh, I need to hurry up. But Laura knows how talented this young horse is, and she really, really educated the horse round there.
Yeah, don't worry about the faults. That's one for the future.
Definitely. You can see how much the horse appreciates that. So he just went a little bit high there, had that down, ran a little bit with her there, and Laura's like, no, 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 no. Just wait for me.
Nicole Pavitt and Virginia Quinn's Victor Blue, the combination that qualified for the Horse of the Year show at Bury Farm back in September. So this is a partnership that loves jumping here at Alan Dugard's venue.
He's quite a feisty character and he can get a little bit quick with her, so it'll be interesting to see how Nicole controls that. Right into that corner there, back to this Colosseum fence.
Get this partnership into the jump off and we're off for a fly.
Certainly would be. There's very few people faster than Nicole. She needs to settle him here though. He's just got a little bit quick with her. Good girl.
Yeah. Too quick off the corner, I would think, Corin.
Yeah, I think so. He started to spin around the turn, not cant around the turn. Oh, Nicole. And she knew it.
So that won't make it into the top 5. The very fast time, 68.97, but not to be.
The first half of the course was faultless, and I thought once she got the combination jump, she might be all right. But can you see, just was never really straight there, swung around that corner. When the fences are this wide, you have to be absolutely straight at them to get over the back bars.
And if she hadn't have had that second last fence down, she would have made it into the top 5. But at the moment, it's still Ben Maher. Now, Trevor Breen, last Grand Prix win for him was at Solihull, beginning of September. And his fantastic horse, Adventure de Canaan, that had an operation, what, 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago now, to take its eye out.
That's right. Yeah, the horse was really bothered by its eye. It had a disease of the eye, and after much consideration, they decided it would be better to take it out. And I don't think Addie's been ever been happier, to be honest. And Trevor's also going on holiday next week, so he'll be looking for some spending money as well.
He certainly will. Oh, Trevor. Couldn't do that. You couldn't expect that.
Well, you don't see Trevor do that very often, do you?
No, you don't.
And there's one thing balancing and one thing half halting, but there's quite another thing stopping.
Coming into a treble.
He will be furious with himself.
Lovely guy, Trevor. Bad luck. 72.58. So Ben Maher still breathes again with Diva the second. Those 4 clears definitely through to round 2. Oh, Trev.
Even he's shaking his head, thinking, what did I do there?
Well, what did he do, Corin?
Well, he just said, whoa, and the horse went, all right. And I think he probably thought, not that much.
Ben Maher still in there with 4 faults, and the 4 clears that are going through definitely, with 1 more to go in the All-Stars Grand Prix. Join us for more after the break. Welcome back to Berry Farm for the All-Stars Grand Prix with one more combination left to go. With 4 definitely through, and this man, with his first ride, Diva the second, is in there on 4 faults. It's Ben Maher with John Rennick's Kavanagh the 4th. The ride he's picked up at the Horse of the Year show, and it went really well, won an international class there, so he said to Laura and John, can I just hang on to him for a minute? But now he's definitely going to go into the jump off, but he'll really want to get a clear because he's got 1 on 4 at the moment.
Yeah, and this horse would be a lot more experienced to go into this Grand Prix jump off than the other horse he's got. So Ben will be trying to jump a clear round with this horse. What a fantastic class this has been so far. And the calibre of rider has been amazing.
It's been great, and a packed crowd. They've had a fantastic night of entertainment here at Berry Farm.
And Ben faultless so far. Now, having touched that oxer, he's now got to make sure he's got enough leg on at this double here so the horse doesn't go too high with him.
Oh, and it did. So he's definitely got 1 through to the second round, but which one's he got? Well, it looks to me like he's taking Diva the second through. He was going for the clear, but Ben Maher definitely through into the jump off against the clock.
Well, 4 faults there for Ben Maher, certainly looking very interesting for round 2. As we heard from course designer Bernardo Costa CABRAL, not over big, but certainly technical enough, with just 4 starting on a 0 score.
Yes, 4 clears. We've got Jessie, DREA, Laura Renwick, Emily Ward and Guy Williams going through into the jump off. And Ben Maher's bringing his 4 faults through as we're taking 5 riders through on Diva.
Yeah, certainly going to make for a very interesting competition indeed. Laura Renwick, though, very much in the driving seat. She'll be last to go. So here we go with the jump off. Let's join our commentators.
Thanks, Steve. So the first to go, Ben Maher, Diva the second, carrying 4 from the first round.
This is a huge test for this horse. And you can see Ben will just keep her rolling along the ground and jumping these big fences. Great rhythm down to that oxer. Turning back to fence 7. And now only 2 parts of the combination, so this is now double of verticals, 8A and 8B.
Silky smooth.
Round to fence 10. Now just letting her drift round the corner here, keeping the back leg underneath for 11B, and then sit up to 12.
Oh, what a horse, what a horse, what a fantastic round.
Well, I'm sure Ted and Liz will be absolutely delighted with that.
Well, he finishes on a total of 4 over the 2 rounds. Their time, 41.36. But my word. Now Guy Williams and Caroline Phillips's Zaire. This is a young horse. Went really well at the Horse of the Year show in both the national and the international classes.
Guy just getting this turn back to this vertical out of the way first. Oh, you monkey. You see the horse just leap at him a little bit there.
But he's second to go in the jump off, so he's got to get a clear in the bag.
And round to this skinny oxer here. Onto the double of verticals. You can ride that a little bit smoother now because you haven't got the big oxer coming out. See Guy just riding forward off that corner, catching the horse with the outside leg so it doesn't drift.
Lands there in 30.
Onto the vertical. And 5 strides.
Lovely shot.
Very, very good.
41.25.
And you can see Guy's so effective. He's up out the saddle and lets the horse cover the ground. But then when he needs to sit down and use his seat and his legs, he's right there with that horse.
Great round.
Guy's very pleased with that. I think he thinks a lot of this young horse.
Yes, he does. So 2 gone, 3 left to go. Jessie, DREA. Untouchable.
Jessie's pretty quick against the clock.
Don't discount this one.
No, not at all. Leading rider at the Lisbon Nations Cup show this year.
Yep.
Yeah, she's tight there, good girl. And then moves up across the ground. Oh. Well, I think Jessie did the right thing. It is an area on the course where you can let the horse move up and travel forward, but the mare just didn't sit back enough at the front bar when she got there.
With one down, she's got to go quicker than Ben Maher's time, and his time was 41.36. She doesn't want to go slow because she'll drop below Ben, and Ben will move up one.
And she can't have another fence down either. Okay.
41.21, quicker, so goes second.
And that was a real shame, because she'd have watched Guy go and she would have known where she could have made a little bit tighter turn or let the horse run across the ground a little bit more. It'd be unusual for that horse to do that.
So the one double clear, that belonging to Guy Williams. Now the youngest in the field, Emily Ward, and Wild Rose the second.
And the one thing about Emily is it won't bother her that Guy Williams is in the lead. She'll still try and beat him.
Time to beat 41.25.
Good turn back there, Emily.
How did that happen?
Goodness me. Well sat, Emily. You see her give the horse a nice pat there.
That was hard in your mouth stuff.
And Emily's as cool as a cucumber. Look at that. Oh, well, we better keep going.
An amazing recovery to just have the 47.19. Emily will go into fourth.
And she actually didn't do too much wrong there. Maybe got a little bit deep and not quite straight going in. But I think the pole, as she knocked it down, then nearly tripped the horse up.
It was just unbelievable. So the last to go. There's Emily. Oh. There's the last to go. Now she's got a time to beat a 41.25. Laura Renwick, Louis Dord, Damon Z.
Well, I think Laura can beat the time, that's for sure. Can
She's got
she
a better
leave the
turn
fences
there.
up?
She's got a better turn there.
Look at the way she's come across this arena. And that's exactly what Jess hoped to do. Back round on that turn. And she rode that line beautifully.
So two young horses challenging for the honours of the All-Stars. She's quicker. She's half a second quicker there.
And she'll still get the 5 to the last, I'm sure. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, she's won it. And she's won it in style. 39.94. Great round. She's had a wonderful week here at Bury Farm. She's won 2 competitions. She's now won the Grand Prix. And a big, big smile, and richly deserved. It's been fabulous entertainment here for the crowd. The packed house here tonight. And a great win for Laura Renwick. So there's the final result. Laura takes the honours, Guy Williams in second, and Ben Maher and Diva the second. Watch out for that combination, there's no doubt about that. Tremendous night at the All-Stars Grand Prix final.
Well, Laura, just going to your congratulations, quite rightly so. That was some finish.
Yeah, that horse, he hasn't had a fence down all weekend. He was third the first day, third again yesterday, and then he just hasn't touched the fence for the whole 3 days. He's just been phenomenal.
Well, I can actually hear and see the emotion on your face and in your voice.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, he's quite a new horse to me. I got him about 3 months ago, very green. Got some good results outdoors. He was, as I say, he's a little bit green indoors, and the Horse of the Year show showed that, but he jumped very well in the leading show jump of the year at the end of the week. And then this week, he's just gone from strength to strength, so I'm so happy with him.
Well, top stuff. Very well done. Certainly a good finish.
Yeah, brilliant. And what a great show. What a great 3 days. Yeah, it's been super.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Guys, started off a bit rocky at the beginning of this evening, but ended fantastically for you.
Yeah, the first horse is a new horse. I've only had him 4 days, so it's learning. And this horse is a young, really young horse, and Mark Williams has produced him, and we've had 4 weeks of really good form with him. And I think at the end of the day, he's going to be a top horse, you know. So I have to make him a little bit and not do anything stupid. So yeah. Laura was always going to be quicker. Just one of them things, you know. I went for a clear and try and make the horse, you know.
Yeah, that's what you did. Is this what you expected?
Yeah, definitely. He's a good horse. I thought he jumped 2 clears tonight, and you know, he wasn't going to be far away. He's probably going to be in the first 3, I thought, and you know, I'm really pleased with him. So it's good.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there is Charlie Dugard wife of the owner of Bury Farm, Alan Dugard, presenting and congratulating Laura Renwick. It's been a great night here at Bury Farm because the director of Bury Farm Equestrian Village, Gareth Jenkins, and his wife Tammy have given birth to their second child, Ralph, tonight. So it's been champagne and smiles all round here at the Bury Farm All-Stars final. Great smile for Laura Renwick, richly deserved. There is Gareth, getting a big hug from Laura.
Well, congratulations to Laura Renwick for her double clears there in a tough, tough competition that went right to the line, didn't it?
Certainly did. It was a competition certainly of all-stars all the way through. Ben Maher, Laura Renwick, some very exciting horses in Diva, and also Laura's winner as well, that was a winner here earlier on in the season. A great way to finish off.
Absolutely. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us next time.